Good evening, baseball fans. This is Ken Anderson, your reporter for the Postgame Banter Broadcast for the Atlanta Braves. It's All-Star time here in Atlanta, Georgia, and just thought I'd touch base a few things that, from a Braves perspective. First of all, the All-Star game, a lot of stuff comes up, and so Jeremy asked us to kind of talk about a few things. One is, should the All-Star game determine home field? I do not think it should determine home field, just because the players, you don't always get the better ones, and then everybody wants to see all the guys that get in the game, and I think there's too much pressure to try to win the game. It's not important. But what I would like to see for home field, it's not even overall record. Everybody plays everybody now, and at least in a 3-game series, a little bit more emphasis on the regular season. So, say for instance, the Yankees end up with the best record in the American League, and the Cubs end up with the best record in the National League, and they meet in the World Series. Besides it being whoever had the better record, whoever won that series between the Yankees and Cubs should get the home field, in my opinion. Just out of the box thinking, making the regular season even more meaningful. In a 162 game season, it's hard to do that, but that may be an opportunity to do that. As far as the All-Star game with the Braves, they got the guys in that we really thought would get in. Acuna, Olson, been great. Sell. If we had any kind of snub, and it would have been so easy to put him in, would have been Schwellenbach. He led the National League in innings. He was solid the whole year, and he was really arguably our best starter from beginning to end. And he's hurt, and been so easy for MLB to put him in the All-Star game, and you could have easily replaced him. So it's really disappointing for Spencer, I'm sure, not to be named, because I don't understand it, why he didn't really get named, because you easily could have replaced him. So I think Schwellenbach should have made it, and I feel a little disappointed for him. As far as our guys going in the All-Star game and hosting it here in Atlanta, it's been real exciting. The Home Run Derby was very exciting. Matt got off to a terrible start, and then he had a great finish and had a chance to get into the second round and couldn't get anything going in the bonus section. It kind of reminded you of the Braves season. Slow start, really got kind of together, and then fizzled here toward the All-Star game. So it's kind of a capsule of how our season's been, but we're very proud of Matt Olson. He did well, and the city, I think, turned out great. Everything around the All-Star Village, and also around the celebrity softball game, the rookies, the MLB draft. And speaking of the MLB draft, the Braves needed to do something and stop drafting so many pitchers, and they went right after what we wanted them to. They've drafted 3 shortstops to start off with. The kid out of Nevada is going to be great. I think he's got all the tools. We can move him around. Who knows if he'll end up playing shortstop or not, but he can play anywhere on the diamond. I think he's years away. He's a high school kid, but drafting Lodis in the second round out of Florida State, potentially here, could be the starting shortstop next year, or at least the year after. He is going to be close. He is outstanding. He's got a lot of pop in his bat. Fielding needs to get a little bit better, but he's a solid. The Meyer kid is going to be really surprising to Braves fans. He's very good. Another kid with a lot of pop in the bat. Could easily be moved over to second base. So if something happens and we do move on from Ozzie eventually in the next year or two, there's a good replacement for him. So we went up the middle. We also, on the second day, started drafting other players, and we've got some good pitchers to come in. So overall for the draft for the Braves, probably one of the better drafts they've had in a long time. Just as far as just getting that farm system built back up, we need to get it back in the top 10, and hopefully this is a start toward that. As the season goes on, you start getting closer to that trade deadline, and so you start thinking, what are we going to be? And I think we're going to be seller. I mean, we should be. We're 11 games under 500 with 67 games left, so it's going to be hard for us to even get back in. And we have our starting staff has been decimated by injuries. But I think we can be buyers as well. I believe if we can somehow do trades and maneuver to get ready for 2026. And the early reports out of the National, and they're a lot of times way off on the Braves because Alex hasn't put anything out, close to the vest kind of deal. But I kind of do agree with Ken Rosenthal and some of them that we are going to make moves, and we're going to go for it in 26. I think once we get out of this 25 window, a lot of things went toward it between a bad maybe fourth quarter financials. We are a public trading company. We have to enter the stock holders. One of the few teams in baseball. Pending lockout, all those things. We are building some office buildings around to make the battery in the area even better. I think they all come, and we can finally get to a good team. There are easily parts to make the 2026 team a rebound. So I think here at the trade deadline, you're going to see us both buy and sell, and with an eye on 2026. The main candidate to probably go would be Ozuna. Ozuna's last year of his contract. Somebody will probably need a DH. People get hurt. Outlier might be an Ozzie Albies, who has 2 years left. We have to make a decision on him. But if somebody's second baseman gets hurt, and he's a great clubhouse guy. But his money is great for the next 2 years. Maybe we pick him up. So we'll see. The relievers are the ones that look like we can easily get rid of. Iglesias, Bummer, Johnson, and De Los Santos. Those four can be moved, and everybody will need relievers. And again, Braves fans, I know we're always trying to get players from the Major League, but our farm system needs to get better. So when we are at the trading deadline, we can trade some of our minor leaguers to help the Major League club. Right now, we don't really have that. Except we do have some young pitchers, and the reports coming up, and we're promoting these kids, J.R. Ritchie, Burkhalter, these kids, Hayden Harris. They're coming, folks. They're going to be okay. The Braves pitching is going to be fine next year. We're going to start hitting, and we got to see Michael get going. Harris, I mean, that's the biggest question mark, but he's looked better this past week. We can all get it together. We can get back in this thing in 26. We're not giving up on 25 quite yet. Teams have gone on a roll. Hopefully we'll be one of them. But I do think we'll sell and make our team better for 2026. That's how we look at the All-Star break here in Atlanta. All-Star game is today. Let's hope we put on a great show tonight. And maybe get a little lucky, and maybe Ronnie or Matt will hit a home run tonight. So that's their post-game, banner baseball report for the All-Star break from the Atlanta Braves perspective. Y'all have a nice evening. Go Braves.